Hey everybody, today I'm going to be talking about a common subject that people might wonder about when you go to buy a computer. Should you get a laptop or a desktop? Here's my own personal opinions about the matter. If you're a person who is looking for a high-end computer with plenty of performance, go with a desktop, because laptops, the thing about laptops is they're crammed into a tiny, the actual computer portion under the keyboard is quite thin, so you can't really put much of a powerful machine in that for thermal matters. You have to have something that runs fairly cool and doesn't pull much power to conserve battery. While laptops are slowly improving in terms of hard drive capacity and memory capacity, desktops are always still higher in terms of what you can do with them. How much memory you can install, how high end of a CPU you can install, how much hard drives you can install. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. But if you're a person who is looking for mobility, yes, definitely go with a laptop, or better yet, go with a netbook, because netbooks will have longer run times on a battery charge because there's less inside the computer. Netbooks don't have CD drives in most cases. Netbooks have lower power CPUs, however they still boast fair performance for basic use such as internet browsing, word processing, Office, all that sort of stuff. I have an Acer Aspire 1 netbook that's a 2008 model, and it can actually run Vista Business fairly well with Aero. It gets like a 4.1 for desktop graphics. In terms of maintenance, here's my biggest thing about laptops versus desktops. If some component in your desktop fails, usually it's going to be cheaper to repair. Number one, the components will usually be cheaper because they're the standard. They're not really tiny to fit into a laptop. And number two, the labor costs will be lower because it's easier to repair a desktop than it is a laptop. Especially when you start talking about things like motherboards. That's really difficult to get at in a laptop. While on a desktop, you just remove some PCI cards, your expansion cards more or less, your CPU, your memory, and there you go, there's your motherboard. I mean, even with simple components such as memory and hard drives, it can still be tricky to replace on a laptop. Like I said, my Acer Aspire 1 netbook, when I added Vista to it, I had to add more memory to it. And the newer netbooks, they're easier to get at to replace, things like RAM and that sort of stuff. But my netbook, I had to basically disassemble the entire thing. I had to take the keyboard out, take the base plate off of the, where the keyboard normally is. You had to take that out. Then that's where you finally get to the motherboard. You got to take the motherboard loose to get at the memory slots on the bottom side. So it's tricky. When it comes to laptops and desktops, it really depends on your personal opinions, what you prefer most. But my opinions are, for performance and upgradability and maintenance, go with the desktop. For mobile use, go with a netbook. Any questions or comments? Let me know.